So to become LEED certified, a building's got to pass LEED prerequisites. You'll probably hear me call these baselines. It's a set amount that in each category has a set amount that the building or the business has to be below, and then a rating-based scoring system. So in addition to being below the baseline in every category, you earn additional points for percent reduction below the baseline, and that's based on a 110-point system. You got to be 40 out of 110 to become LEED certified. And there's different standards for new versus existing buildings. The Majestic Theater would be considered new because I believe they were LEED certified when they constructed it. Of course, this is an existing building. It's not LEED certified, so if the NCS wanted to become LEED certified, they would go by the existing building standards, which is about 120% of the actual new building standards. Okay, so what we did was we went to the Majestic and we went into the bathrooms, the men's bathroom, since there's not a female on my team. We didn't want to cause too much trouble. And we calculated volumetric flow rate. We did that here, and we did that at the Majestic Theater. These are the sinks of the Majestic. You can see by the pictures that they're even a little bit fancier looking. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. And this is our building here. Pretty basic way we did this. We just took a container of a known volume and a stopwatch, and we poured water from the sinks into the container. We ran 3 trials for each sink and 1 for every sink in each bathroom. And so this is the rating system, the LEED rating system for water flow rates for toilets. And this goes back to what I was saying about the existing building gets a higher allowance than a new building would. For toilets, 1.6 gallons per flush is the baseline for a new building, 1.9. For urinals, 1 gallon per flush for a new building, 1.2 gallons per flush for an existing. And then for sinks, go from gallons per flush to gallons per minute, 0.5 gallons per minute or 0.6 gallons per minute for an existing building. And those are, again, those are the baseline. So a building to qualify those are the maximum amounts they can be for any of those categories. And again, you get additional credits, if you will, for going below them. And these are the additional point system. Again, it's a 40-point system, but that encompasses everything, not just water. And so you get, for 10% below that baseline amount, you get 1 point. And for 15% below, you get 2, for 23, so on and so forth. The most you could get is 5 points for 30% reduction. And these are our results. So the EMCS clearly uses more water than the Majestic. Light blue, gray, light blue. Okay, light blue color is the EMCS building. So for the urinals, it's 1 gallon per flush. For toilets, it's 1.6 compared to the Majestic, which is, I think, it's 0.125 gallons per flush for the urinals and about 1.25 for the toilets. And then for the sinks, there's a huge difference. For this building, up around 1.8 gallons per minute flow rate out of the sinks, compared to the Majestic, which is right around 0.3 gallons per minute for the sinks. And so this is the baseline flow rate for the toilet, urinals, and sinks, and then what you would need to get to 10% reduction, 15%, and so on. This one is for the Majestic flow rate. So these first 6 columns are just theoretical values. This last one here is what we measured. So I guess the way to read this chart would be to go over from For instance, for each category for toilets, you would go over from what was measured to see what's the highest one that it doesn't go over. So that would be 15% reduction on toilet flow rate below the baseline. And then for, I'm going to skip, urinals and sinks are both below 30% reduction. So that's the maximum amount of points they can get, and they got that for, so they 20% reduction for toilets and 30+% reduction for urinals and sinks. And again, that's the Majestic, that's a LEED certified building. For our building, same deal as the last chart. Toilets, just about 15% reduction. Urinals and sinks, urinals, again about 15% reduction. And then sinks, you go all the way over here to the very highest rate of sink flow, which is the baseline, and it's well above that. So just on that piece of information alone means that this building couldn't be certified. This building as it stands now couldn't be certified under LEED certification. So the results, at the Majestic Theater, we found that there are 20% reduction or better in all three categories. One was even 30% reduction, which is the maximum. The MCS was 15% reduction, toilets and urinals, and not compliant in sinks. So in conclusion, the Majestic Theater uses lower water usage in sinks, toilets and urinals, which isn't surprising, but we did find that out. And the EMCS, this building would have to reduce its sink flow rates from 1.8 gallons per minute to 0.6 gallons per minute minimum, or I guess I should say maximum. Couldn't be above 0.6. So that's, I mean, you can do the math there. That's 300%. That's all I got.